My name is Heather Gregg-Smith. I'm the editor of Credit Today magazine. Credit Today is a magazine for commercial and consumer credit managers, and we cover all aspects of the industry, from fraud, debt collection, credit risk, to debt sale and purchase, and insolvency. Credit Today is a very interesting magazine. It covers all sorts of issues from both a business and a social perspective. I think credit is relevant to everybody, and that's what makes it such a fascinating subject to work with. The Credit Show is organised by the company that owns Credit Today magazine, so we're very involved in designing the show, and we come along and spend the days here and take part in the event. I think the big story is really going to be how badly the credit crunch is going to affect the country. I mean, are we going to come out of it this year, or are there going to be massive insolvency rises and real problems for consumers? And I really think that's what everyone is worried about, and nobody really knows the answer at the moment. Well, since the last credit show, the landscape for creditors and anyone involved in the credit industry has changed massively. The credit crunch hit last August, and so since then there have been massive write-downs from the banks. There have been fears over mortgage repossessions and insolvencies. Lenders have just stopped doing the products they were doing this time last year. It's a completely different environment for them. They're now focused on how they can protect themselves from unnecessary risks and how they can collect money from people who might be getting into trouble. In the last year, the new Consumer Credit Act is coming into force. There was one date in April and the next one is in October. So those are big changes for the credit industry. They have to do all sorts of new things that they haven't done before. So that's a real regulatory issue for them. The Office of Fair Trading is also looking very closely at collections, and the Financial Ombudsman Service now looks at the collections industry as well. So really over the next year they're going to have to be very careful and to improve their practices, and they're going to face a lot more scrutiny from the media as well. Debtors and creditors really need to talk to each other and communicate with each other, because it's very difficult times and there will be less money needed to go to service more debts than before. So I think the most important thing is for them to communicate. The debtor needs to understand exactly what's happening, and the creditor likes to know early on that they're going to be able to get their money, or if there's a problem they want to know about it. In the last year the banks have worked even harder to try and identify people who are getting into trouble early on, and if they can do that, then I think we should see a great improvement.
My name's Kelly Stanley. My company is Credit Today, and we're publishers of a monthly credit magazine title. But the Credit Show was launched by Credit Today magazine in about 8 years ago now. It typically comprises of an exhibition running alongside conferences or seminar sessions. So we've been going for about 8 years, and it's a really good networking event, and today we're holding it at the Olympia Conference Centre in London. Well, yesterday was the first day of the show, and it was really quite busy. We had a lot of people coming. It's been a great event so far, so we think it's going to go well today. We've got quite a few conference sessions later on that are going to be interesting to people, so we're looking forward to it. Well, this year we do have conference sessions, and we also have credit clinics. Our credit clinics are generally sort of how-to sessions that are aimed at credit professionals, both on an entry and an expert level. We've also got a number of people that are coming to our conference sessions to speak this year. We've even got Gerald Ratner coming along to talk about his rise and fall, and then rise again, which everyone's really excited about. We've also got a chap called Elliot Castro. Now, he's an author of a book alongside Neil Forsyth. Elliot was the UK's most notorious credit card fraudster and swindled loads of banks out of thousands and thousands of pounds. And he's coming along today to sort of talk about how we did it, and really creditors should take notes, make sure that they don't get swindled by somebody else. We've also got something on the credit crunch. We've got a head of credit and risk at Alliance and Leicester Bank coming along today to talk about credit crunch and how it's going to affect the industry. So I think that's going to be a very popular session. The Credit Today Awards, they're this evening, 15th of May. They're held at the Grosvenor House Hotel. We have around 1,500 people come along to this event, so it's a really great networking event and a really good jolly for the industry to celebrate sort of best practice in the industry. I think, we're really moving forward on the awards front. We're launching a new awards scheme this year, specifically targeted to the insolvency and rescue sector. So we're really trying to really pinpoint those areas of credit that aren't being serviced at the moment, and to try and highlight best practice and sort of celebrate their sectors. And in terms of the magazine, the editorial content remains to be extremely strong. We've got more and more subscribers to our magazine, and we've even reached 11,000 visits on our website just a couple of weeks ago. So we're growing and growing. So we're really pleased, and should be a really successful 2008.